I'm a proud disabled man, and today I want to share some of that with you. This is something for the longest period of my life I kept hidden, that I was ashamed of, embarrassed of. And in recent years, I have come out publicly and spoken about a hard topic and something that has been an ongoing challenge in my life. And today I want to do that publicly for the first time on video, because it's taken me a long time to get to this section of my life to feel comfortable enough to stand in front of you or be in front of you right now and embrace this in this way. I'm proud of my disability. It's fundamentally the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'll be sharing more about this in the coming weeks, months, and years. But at the moment, I'm trying to do the thing that I'm scared of and have needed to do for a while, because I want to have a voice in this space, mostly because I feel like other people don't get that opportunity, and I want to help guide that light, give way to what that is, to embrace the beautiful parts of disability and the beautiful parts of ourselves. The life of disabled people doesn't change until the world does. And so today, that's what I want to share. I'm going to share more on why, but today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over a essay that I wrote about a year ago as an introduction, as a way to bring you into this world in the way that I know how. I understand the world through my words, and this is where my words have taken me. And so if you'll have me, I'm going to read this essay aloud and share with you what that looks like and how that is in my day-to-day life. The violence of being disabled. Life with a disability. I'm afraid. I've seen people recoil when they notice. I've seen the aggression on some of the faces. I see their lack of control. I feel mine. I always feel my difference. I always try to forget. I'm starting to believe that isn't the right approach to navigate this world. This world is a long way from understanding and accepting disability. In my early teens, I used to hide in the dark. Shame riddled me, causing a longer-term effect on how I carried myself, on my self-esteem, on who I am as a man. These things all come from society's outlook on something I was unable to control. I see the lack of understanding, which is to say I feel it. The eyes look at you, then down, and they stay down a little too long. And there's a moment in which I feel there could be violence. And once upon a time, there was. And not long ago, it would have been often. And I don't use the word violence lightly. It's violence without the physical. It's violence of self. It's violence of emotion and natural force. How you feel afterwards is like a beating in which you need to carry through the world. It occurs to me I shield my body, learning the smell of my own fear. There are days in which I feel I've lost my body to others. It's walking through the world and others feeling they can be violent with your emotions and ask what happened. I'm seen as weak by some, others think I'm brave. I'm neither, somewhere of a figment in between. Mostly afraid and stubborn enough to say what I feel needs to be said, never for me, but for others. Which is to say I'm lying, because of course it's for me. Part of it has to be for me. And yet, I'm tired of having this fight. Tired of fighting for the same place in this world others are simply given. I once got into an argument with an older man in a hostel. He came over when a young man shook my hand and asked what was wrong with my hands. I was tired and simply wanted to go to bed. But on reflection, I was tired of the question, tired of this being my normal, tired of people feeling like they could ask whenever they wanted. The man who I'd never spoken a word to prior crossed the room and stated he too had a disability. Beginning to describe his, obtained from flying commercial jets, and the CO2 that made its way into the cockpit caused him to have permanent brain fog. I said I was sorry to hear. and he accused me of belittling his disability. I sighed, simply wanting to leave, cut him short. He stated his and mine were the same. I got upset and said that it wasn't, and he asked why not, which I stopped and responded with frustration. The only reason we are having this conversation is because the young man in front of me noticed my hand and made a comment, to which you proceeded to tell me about yours. You didn't ask for consent, but recklessly plunged on ahead. I can't hide. I've wanted to. I've needed to. Yet, it's not possible for me. And part of me feels sorry for that man. The other part of me, which feels I shouldn't need to have this conversation with strangers, does not. And I'm aware that's a contradiction. I'm aware that that's unfair. I'm aware that it's not intended in the way that it's intended. Tears streamed down my face as I went out onto the dark streets rather than to bed and walked around Bath in the UK. The old heritage buildings were shadowed by the darkness of the night, hiding my own. The moon peeked behind the clouds and the light illuminated my darkness. What I came to realize is most people can't comprehend how it makes me or others feel about themselves. Often belittling, often presenting that the only part of you that is important is your disability. It's the part they listen most intently to, the part all of their attention is drawn to when you speak. They care about your disability more than they care about you. I well up writing this last paragraph, realizing how much those words typed out hurt. I'm more than that, more than my missing fingers and toes, more than what remains. I'm a strong person who has to carry myself with grit, grace, and armor every time I walk out into the world. I'm a man who had to grow up earlier than he would have liked because he saw how cruel others could be. I'm the one who's fenced off attacks, insults, and inhumane comments more than you'll ever know. I'm a man who has been used as a demonstration and model for others. I'm the man who never asked for any of it, but has to deal with the hand he's been dealt, even if it's missing a finger. I'm the man who's still afraid, but gets up every morning and faces the world. Because who am I, if not? I'm the man who, despite everything you've read in this essay, is so incredibly proud of who he's become. I'm the man who's rooting for anyone with a disability from close and afar. I'm the man who's learning to love himself all over again because others never did. The same man that knows this is the best thing that has ever happened to him. Being a disabled man is the hardest thing that I do, but it is also the best. And as you can likely tell, that isn't an easy thing to read. It's not an easy thing to say out loud. But it's time to start sharing these things a little more, because once upon a time, this is what I needed to hear. This is the art that I would have liked seen represented in a community of disabled people being honest and being vulnerable and being raw. And I want to share it all with you because I think it's important. I think there's value. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope you were provided some insight within that essay. I just want to leave you with that this week. Be kinder than you think you need to be, and I will see you back here next week.